Yo, yo, yo.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the We Outside Afterwork podcast. I'm your host Dana.
And I'm Aaron, your favorite. Not
I'm
according
the
to
favorite.
the poll. Dana's the favorite according to the poll, but we're gonna do a new poll because that's fucked up.
No, because you lost.
It's alright. Patreon coming soon. We're gonna talk about my most embarrassing story because
You lost the bet.
Yeah, I lost the bet. But we have a special guest. We have a special guest in the building. I know I always talk about me being the number one ranked long jumper in the nation. But to my left is the number one high jumper, triple jumper, long jumper, St. Peter's Hall of Famer. You know, I put some respect on his name. Division I All-American, NCAA All-American, current teacher, track and field coach, superstar, Isaiah. Thank you for having me.
Hello, Isaiah.
Appreciate you.
No doubt, it's a pleasure being here. Thank y'all for having me.
That was a great intro.
Nah, I gotta give love. I gotta give love.
That's my man. That's what he's supposed to do.
Right.
So one thing about Isaiah that's really special to me. When I started track, I had big homies. I had seniors who looked out for me and made sure that I was doing the right things and definitely tried to like help me out through the way.
Okay.
So I always try to do the same thing for him. I hope he understands that I always had his best interest in mind, but that's my guy forever. So, you know, I love the success. I love how he's giving them back to the kids. So shout out to you.
Shout out to you, Zay.
Actually, shout out to you because if it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't have done half the stuff I did at St. Peter's because I needed that competition. Because me and you know, iron sharpens iron. So.
Absolutely.
By the way, this is not a sports podcast.
Okay.
We seem to have a lot of sports people on here because they're Aaron's friend due to like the athletics.
Sports, you know?
But we're not a sports podcast. But
Nah,
today we are
don't-
joined by Zay, who was all of that and more. So thank you for coming.
Yeah, but he's a lot more well-rounded than just some jock. You know, them glasses not because he's smart. Nah, I'm fuck with you. He's smart. He a smart dude.
Because he's blind. I wear glasses too.
I'm blind.
I got in contacts tonight.
I don't wear glasses. You know, I got 40/40 vision.
It's
All right.
2020.
40/40 is better than 20/20.
There's no such thing.
Yes, it is.
Okay, let's get into our icebreakers. So, as you guys know, we start off the episode with icebreakers, which are cards. And we kind of switched it up from hot takes to unpack that just because these questions are more thought-provoking. So, I'm actually going to go first with my card. So, this card says, what do you think happens when you die? So, I'm going to go first. Now, I feel like our conscious or subconscious is energy. So I think when we die, that subconscious gets released back into the universe. And then it kind of like translates to different things. So that's how I feel when we die.
So you
Like,
become
I don't
like an
think
ant?
No, I don't think we actually like die for real, where like it's the end all be all and it's just like black nothing. Like, I think our subconscious kind of like transforms into energy. And it just circulates in different ways.
Okay.
So that's how I feel.
How you feel, Zay?
Oh, me, I feel the complete opposite. I feel like when you die, that is it. That's the game right there.
That's very pessimistic.
It really is, but I mean, no one knows what's
Yeah, because no one comes back to
exactly.
explain.
So if
But-
I had a little more knowledge behind that, then maybe I could give you a better answer. But
Yeah.
as of right now, I think that's it.
I think the reason why I feel that way is because recently I've been doing a lot of like research on like energy and like different dimensions and stuff like that. So because I feel like that is what happens after we die, I think, you know, it could be like a 50-50 chance.
I'm a big proponent for like reincarnation, but not I come back as a family member down the line or anything like that. I believe we come back as different forms of matter, forms of energy, whether it's a star, whether it's an ant like we talked about, whether it's a relative, because we got too many like recollections of the past. Like, where did that come from? Like, I remember shit that never happened to me.
It's in our DNA.
Yeah, like
Like
deja vu and stuff
generational-
like that.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff is products of our memory. But where is it from? Is it genetic code?
It's
Is
genetic
it just
code.
like what is it? So I think we definitely can't research it. But if it was an opportunity to like, yo, if I could die and come back, like, I think I'd do it. Like, I would definitely want to see what it's like. I don't trust religion. Religion seems to be a little bit too much for profit for me to understand. Like, what's the point of all of that in terms of death and heaven and all that shit? But I don't know. It's just something about the soul. Like, where do it go? It can't just disappear.
So you don't believe in heaven and hell?
I don't believe in the way that they put it. Like,
As what? Like
I just don't trust religion. Like, in general.
I can attest to that. Like, because and I don't want to get too much into religion, but we all know that it is your interpretation. Like,
it is.
People do go to church because they're around other like-minded people and they do want to hear the word of God. And then the pastor is interpreting the Bible or whatever scripture the way that he perceives it. So it is a structured situation, but like I can agree where I don't necessarily follow a specific religion, but when it comes to life and death, I think because no one has come back to explain it, it's kind of just like your interpretation as well.
Yeah, and then the only person that did come back, we ain't never see him again. So
who?
Jesus.
Oh my goodness. But when you get to the religion, like all the different religions that's out there, is it possible that somebody's wrong or is everybody right?
No, I think everybody's just offering a random perspective of what
It's
they
your
think.
opinion.
It's a lot of perspective and perception. So I don't want to put too much emphasis on it, because at the end of the day, if you just live your life the right way, you're gonna die anyway. It's
And I think that's what religion is for. It gives you a guideline. It just basically sets out how you should live your how you should
Until
live
you
your
die.
life.
Morals, morals to follow and to be a good person, really.
Well, for our second question, is there anything that you would consider unforgivable?
We'll let you go first, Zay, since you're the guest.
That I would unforgivable. Cheating.
Okay.
Cheating is very unforgivable
Yeah, I
to
know
me.
how I feel.
We did a whole
Because you know what you're doing.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
It's definitely a choice.
Absolutely. So
But I feel like different kind of emotions. Aaron, stop.
But as adults, we need to be vocal. We need to be upfront and honest. We need to let people know we feel this way. And if you do something that makes me feel a certain way, I may do A, B, and C. So there really is no need to cheat.
Okay. I can agree. I think with cheating, though, let's say that the person you're with does cheat and then you take them back. That's your choice to take them back. Because, like, there are a lot of people who cheating is not the deal breaker. And it's like, well, has that been communicated between the two, or it's more so because you care and love this person so much that you'll still take them regardless of like what they've done to you? And I think that's also a way of like people taking advantage of other people, but that's a whole nother conversation. So
Yeah.
okay.
Again, y'all know how I feel about cheating. I think, like Isaiah said, it is a communication thing. If I express where I'm at, how I feel, what I want to do on the side, like I do think it's room for that. The problem is nobody is willing to hear that, because everybody has this view of like polyamory and polygamy and all these other ugamies. But at the end of the day, they just everyone wants to have that territory relationship.
Yeah, I'm gonna tag that video so that y'all can go back and watch it if you have not. It's actually one of our most viewed videos on YouTube.
Yeah, they ain't like me that day.
Yeah.
What about you, Dana?
I would say something that's unforgivable in my eyes would be people who are basically who like target people like underaged children. Like, for me, that's unforgivable. Like, these people are well, not people, but these children are innocent, and you can easily take advantage of them. So to me, if you use that to your benefit in any type of negative way, like, that's unforgivable in my eyes. Like, I don't like that shit.
Yeah, you're not gonna get too much.
Yeah, don't fuck with the kids, man.
Yeah, exactly.
They're very vulnerable.
To me, that's
that
is like crossing the line. So, yeah.
For me, unforgivable. I'm a very forgiving person, actually. So I think especially, I'm not a Bible bumper, but forgiveness is something that is heavily preached in the Bible, right? Whether you look at like Dylan Roof in that situation where all them people from the church try to forgive him and whatnot, right? So
who's Dylan Roof? What happened?
Dylan Roof is the one that walked into the South Carolina church and I believe killed 9 people.
Oh, he went into the black church and killed all the black people.
And then, their family members did their best to try to forgive, right? I understand where they're coming from. Could I do it? Possibly. I don't know. I think everything has room for forgiveness. the one thing I don't think I could forgive is if something personal happened to me where violence affected my family. Because now I want my retribution. I want my revenge. I can't just let that go. Like, if you beat up my brother, I might want to fight you. Like, that's what I used to get into fights as a kid. Like, not that my brother got beat up or anything, but if you want to attack my family, it's on. It's up. Like, and it's no forgiveness for that, because that's the way I was raised. So
I think there's a difference between like forgiving and forgetting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to me, I can forgive you for my own peace of mind and for myself to move on, because like hating someone, it does take a lot of energy. Like, it's very draining, and it kind of like puts you in a space where like you're constantly thinking about like ways to get back at this person and like ways to avoid them. So it's very like energy consuming to me. So for me, it's like, I can forgive for my own peace of mind, but I'm not going to forget what you did. So I'm going to definitely like stay away from you at all costs.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm a person, I need to get my lick back.
Oh, that's petty.
So, hey, don't cross me. As simple as that.
But if you get your lick back, you good after that, right?
Yeah,
I can forgive you.
Yeah, we good. You know, eye for an eye, right?
Exactly. I was
Hey,
just about to say
there we
the
go.
same thing. So therefore, that person can't be mad no more. You can't be mad no more, and we able to move on.
So just to expand on that, though, if someone, like, God forbid, did something to your family member, like, you're going to go after them until you get your revenge?
100%. Because let's say somebody happened to kill one of my family members. I know that if they were alive, or any other one of my other family members, they would say, "So you ain't gonna do nothing about that? What you gonna do? You just gonna let them get away with that?"
Even if you go to jail for life.
Oh yeah, hey.
And I think that's the problem with justice, right? Because justice don't serve that. Like, if somebody go to jail, it's not gonna bring my family member back. If somebody, I don't care if they're in jail for life, unless you get the death penalty, it's not justice for me. So I'm not forgiving that. Like,
and that's why I feel like it's like a mental thing as well. Like, you kind of have to put yourself in a space where like you're forgiving for like yourself to move on, not necessarily you're forgiving the person for what they did to you. Like, to me, those are two different things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, Dana said something about forgiving and forgetting. Forgetting is very important as we get into our first topic. When we forget about somebody that we were dating or a job that we were trying to do, and then all of a sudden we decided we don't want to do that no more, that's called ghosting, right?
Yeah.
How do y'all feel about ghosting? And have you ever either ghosted a person, ghosted a job, any of those situations like that?
Ghosting people? Nah, I usually keep in contact with people. I don't just ghost people. I mean, that's messed up. Because if I'm talking to you, you probably have some type of connection. Why would I just disappear? Like I said before, communication. Communication is key with everything in every aspect of life.
It's key, but like that don't mean people actually follow that.
I understand other people don't follow that, but
yeah, it's much easier to say. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've been in positions where like I would never want to be ghosted, but for someone else's own feelings, like, you know, when someone's like really like into you and they're trying to like hang out with you, they're trying to do all of these things to get your attention and like make you basically fall for them. So I guess to kind of spare their feelings in a way, I think I have ghosted people in the past, but because I know how it feels now, and recently I've been ghosted a lot, so like it's kind of, it's not funny. But so my thing is, like, why not just say, and now, like, I'm one of those people, if I'm not feeling somebody, like, I will tell them, like, hey, you know, like, I'm focusing, I won't say, like, I'm not feeling you, but I'll just be like, because I would much rather say that I'm focused on something else. So is
sparing their feelings more important than being honest? Because
it's
essentially
it's still honesty. Like, I'm telling you that I no longer want to talk to you. But as far as, like, the reason, I don't say, like, I'll just say, like, either you're not for me or I'm focusing my energy on something else. But I don't say, like, specifically, like, what it was about you that I didn't like. Because that kind of, like, makes other people feel, like, insecure about themselves. So I never want to be that person to, like, make you, like, second guess, like, who you are as a person and things you did. Because that might work for somebody else. It just doesn't work for me.
So I use the example of ghosting a job because obviously ghosting people is fucked up. But if I ghost a job, you'll understand why people probably ghost.
I've never ghosted a job.
You ghosted a job before?
I ghosted a job recently. I was looking for just a part-time job, something that I could do, just, you know, get a little extra Christmas money, you know. hook up the kids, make sure everybody's straight. But they was coming low with the pay. You know, interview, I smashed the interview. They loved me. It was everything. Like, oh, shit looks perfect. Then they start talking about full-time hours, $20 an hour. I'm like, not enough.
Did you want to work full-time?
Absolutely not. I didn't apply for that. So part of it is like the job that you're asking me to do, I'm not willing to do it for the amount of money that you're willing to pay me and the amount of time that you want from me. Instead of hurting your feelings and saying no, because I'm appreciative. I'm just, bow out gracefully.
What did you do? Like, you just stopped showing up?
As they call me, decline. As they email me, ignore. And it's not personal.
So how long did it take for them to get the hint?
I think they sent me an email in about a week. That we're going to rescind the offer.
A week of them responding to you and like reaching out, and then they just got nothing.
Yeah, but that's the same way as a situation that you're getting ghosted from a relationship, right? Hey, if I reach out to you, if I'm texting you, if I'm calling you, you're not answer. Hey, with all due respect, homie, I'm going to rescind the offer.
So then let me ask you this. When it comes to ghosting a relationship or a female, so this probably applies to both of you guys. I know you're in a relationship now, but when you were single, if a female kept hitting you up constantly, like, do you eventually just block her?
Nah.
Or do you say, like, hey, I'm not interested? Like, how much does she have to keep, like, trying to contact you? Because I have friends who like will send like 5 text messages, keep calling, knowing that a guy is not interested in them, but they'll still keep reaching out, thinking that like, oh, maybe there's a chance. Like, so from your point of view, like, how long?
It depends on my level of actual interest. Like, if I'm not interested in you at all, I'm just gonna ignore it. Like, I don't have to say anything to you. Like, it is what it is. Dub, we good. Don't respond to me. If I kind of like you a little bit, then I might respond eventually. You always want to keep people on the team, keep the roster tit. Like, I'm just saying.
If you're single, yeah.
I'm just saying, like, you never want to burn bridges unless you don't want that bridge to be there. So if I fuck with you, eventually I hit you up. Right. But in the meantime, I ain't got nothing to do with you. Like, you can hit me up all you want. I can ignore text messages the same way women ignore DMs, same way that they are left on red, So shout out to Kayla. It is what it is. Like,
all right.
I don't consider that ghosting though. If you're just not interested, you're not interested. You're not ghosting anybody.
But you're not giving them the clarity.
Interested? Like, do you respond and say like, hey, I don't want to talk to you? Like, what's your way of handling that?
Not responding is showing you that I'm not interested.
But that's ghosting.
But there are women who like,
it's not
constantly.
Because if I never was in any type of relationship with you, it's not ghosting. You're just hitting me up.
All right. So if you talk to a girl every single day for a week straight, let's just use a low barometer right here. Talk to her for every day for a week straight. Then all of a sudden, cold turkey, you just stop hitting her.
But there would be no reason for me to do that because I was already just texting you for a week straight. So obviously there's something going on that I want or that I like.
Okay, but that's what happens. A lot of these situations when you go somebody, it's like, yo, clearly it ain't going where I needed to go, so I'm going to move on. And I don't need to tell you. Like, you should get the hint. Like, I think a lot of men and women do that. So that's where a lot of the issue comes from, where it's like, yo, we was just good for a whole week. Now I'm saying you just disappeared. Where the fuck you go?
Nah, but you could tell them, like, yeah, it was something maybe that you said or...
I ain't telling them shit.
So let's relate it to a job then for you, Zay. Like, have you ever ghosted a job?
Nah, there's no need for me to ghost a job. I mean, I applied for a job. I know what I'm getting myself into. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. And if I want to leave, I'm going to walk into that office and say, yo, this is my last day. I ain't about to be here no more.
What if that money ain't right? Like, what if everything seemed to be in alignment to what you wanted to do, and then all of a sudden they hit you with the, all right, here's X amount of dollars that don't align with you. If you do decide to say, hey, I would like more, they're going to tell you no.
Okay. Unfortunately, this will have to be my last day because y'all not paying me what I need to get paid, and I need to go find a job where I need to go make X amount of money. So I can no longer work here. This is my last day because me still showing up or coming here for 2 more weeks is a waste of my time. And it's going to be a waste of your time because I'm going to give you bullshit effort while I'm here.
I actually ghosted a job I was on. I work for Yellow Pages. Hopefully they don't send us no cease and desist for this.
They don't watch this.
Nah, one of the companies that I had put a tweet out once and they sent me a cease and desist.
You can't. No, Twitter. So Twitter is so easy for like companies to
fuck them. By the way,
they can literally find like the tweets about their company, especially if you don't at them. if you just type in their name, they have like a separate search thing that they can just search their company name and see all the tweets that was said about them. Right. So when it comes to Twitter and jobs, like, it's a little kind of shaky because, like, there's also those jobs that will go through your tweets and see, like, oh, you tweeted this in 2020.
Don't look at my tweets.
And because of this tweet, like, you didn't get the job. So, yeah, no, Twitter is kind of dangerous. I haven't been on Twitter like that since, like, probably like 2 years ago. But to answer your question with ghosting jobs, I think from my perspective, like, it's more so a maturity thing because that was something that I did when I was younger, when I worked for one of the pyramid scheme jobs back in the day.
Which one?
Oh my goodness.
It's probably so nice.
It was the one.
Vector marketing?
No, it wasn't Vector. It wasn't
got
Vector.
me paid. I ain't even gonna lie. I
it
like
wasn't
that
Vector.
job.
But my best friend worked for Vector, and she, like, got a sale of my grandma. She bought knives, yeah. So that was the job that I ghosted. I was one of those people selling perfumes in, like, the Walmart parking lot. Like, that was my pyramid scheme job. So I knew that the shit just wasn't long term. And I woke up one day, like, I'm not going to this fucking job. Like, it's 80 degrees outside. It's the summertime. Like, I'm not doing this.
Absolutely.
Okay? Yeah. So then, like, for me, because I kind of thought it was like a bullshit job and I just didn't go, they kept calling me. So I wanted my last paycheck too. So I'm like, fuck, let me just answer the phone. So then I answered the phone and they're like, Dana, like, are you coming in for the morning,
I just
meeting?
Want my bread.
Because every morning we had like a motivational talk, like, you know, one of those bullshits to get you hyped up for the day. And I was like, oh, I woke up late, like some bullshit ass excuse when I finally answered. And then they're like, oh, well, we haven't started the morning motivational meeting because you're not here. Mind you, this was like an hour later.
Why they gonna sit there and lie to you?
But I was like, fuck, I need my last paycheck, so let me just go to the job. So then I get there, and I sit for the motivational meeting. In my head, I know that this is my last day, and I'm giving them all their perfume and shit because I don't want to do this anymore. And then when I went to the office to talk to my manager, told them like what it was, they were upset because they were like, well, why didn't you say this yesterday or like earlier in the day and we weren't like waiting for you. Yeah, but like that was like my one attempt to like ghost a job. But besides that,
this one job they had me fucked up when I worked for Yellow Pages. Like,
what did you do at Yellow Pages?
I was selling digital media. So, like, getting advertising for, like, online businesses. It was basically, like, Angie's List and different things like that. And I was doing pretty good. Right before I left, I had secured a deal with a toothpaste tubing company. $100,000 deal. I would have got a $7,000 commission. But I didn't finish it. I didn't finish the deal because I was that pissed off at this company. Like, one day I just decided to give him my ass to kiss. Just fuck y'all.
So you just didn't show up, or you didn't?
I didn't. But see, it was like a remote job before remote jobs was a thing. So I just didn't show up. The dude was calling me like, "Hey, where you at? We can sit down and talk." Like, no, I don't want to fucking talk to you because you're disrespectful. And I always remember.
What did they do to you though?
They fired this dude. It was a single dad. And, you know, I was a single dad at the time. So me and him, we kind of connected. And he was showing me the ropes. He was showing me the company and all this kind of stuff. And the one thing I don't appreciate is after you fire somebody, don't talk down to them. This man got a family. He got a livelihood that he's trying to lead. And the moment that he got fired, it was like, oh, could have had the guy with the yellow truck here. Ha, ha, ha. Like, no, don't laugh at this man. Like, you just fired. Yeah. Like, I didn't appreciate that shit. I don't give a fuck how much money.
So that's why you left, because they
But I was still collecting them paychecks. I'm going to be here every day because y'all giving me salary plus commission. I'll take that $40,000 every day. Every fucking day. And while y'all doing that, I'm gonna go look for other jobs. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna do what the fuck I need to do. That's how you do it.
Like, you gotta look. If you know that you're working at a job that is just not for you, or you get the feeling that like you just need to find something else, like do that as you're still working at your job. Because when we had Tanea, is that how you pronounce her name? Tanea? Yeah, because she corrected me. But when we were talking about how Gen Zs, like, they will literally just quit their job because they're not happy. No, because they're not happy, but it's like you still got these car payments, you got insurance, you got rent. Maybe they're still living with their parents and have that luxury, but like for me, I cannot quit a job out of nowhere without having a backup plan.
Yeah, no, I definitely had a backup plan, luckily. That's when I really get my ass to kiss, because it's like, look, you gonna pay me and they gonna pay me, and you can't check on me because I don't have nowhere to report to. So I'll just collect both of these paychecks, and it is what it is. It's a sales job, so unless I'm not making sales, you can't really check on me. So that's how I got into the storage business, because they just gave me an opportunity, and it was a pay cut. Like, I took a significant pay cut to be an assistant manager.
I want to ask Zay about that. So how do you feel about taking a job where it's a pay cut? Because I'm not going to lie, I've thought about that, because I feel like my manager watches our fucking podcast now.
Hi, manager.
I hope not, because they be like looking through my shit.
My whole store, according to somebody, watches my podcast, so I see every last one of y'all, especially in the Instagram likes.
But okay, so my question is, like,
is this what you want?
Anyway, so like, how do you feel about taking a pay cut, knowing that like your current job just isn't it for you, but in order to get out of that current job to get what you want, but you're just not getting the pay from the new job? Like, is that okay with you? Like, would you do that?
Yeah, I need to be happy with where I'm working at. I mean, because when you have a job, that's where you spend the majority of your day.
Right.
So I need to be happy. I need to like what I do.
Okay.
And if I don't like what I do, then there's really just no point in me doing it. I'm really just wasting my time, no matter how much I'm getting paid. Because even if you're paying me a lot and I don't like what I do, I'm miserable.
Yeah, literally.
So
and
I wouldn't mind taking that pay cut
at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And I think that's... Yo,
what's he doing?
DeLeon, you don't hear him like
I'm trying. You see,
I'm leave it on top. It's
tequila?
fine.
I ain't want to mess up. I got you.
Just leave it open. So anyway, all right, let's skip to the next topic, because I think for me, I'm at the point where like I'm content with my job, even though I'm not happy, but I refuse to take that pay cut. So that's why I'm at like a crossroads, and like it's good for now. It's actually even better based off today's conversation that I have with my manager.
Because if you take the pay cut, you'll end up in a bad financial situation?
No, because my spending habits have increased since I got this new job. So
so for you to continue to live this lifestyle that you're enjoying, you need to...
But it's not only that. I'm also saving to buy property.
Okay.
So
it's also this economy. This economy done fucking
everything's
skyrocketed.
expensive. Yo, eggs is like $8 a carton.
You know you don't have to buy eggs, so
I don't buy.
Right
I buy eggs though. I'm like,
what you need eggs for?
For the breakfast on the weekends.
You know you can eat grits.
I eat grits.
Oatmeal.
I eat all of that.
Oatmeal like $1.
I eat all of that.
Get that variety pack.
But you gotta switch it up though. You gotta switch it up. Like, I don't like eating the same breakfast every single day.
I don't like spending $8 on eggs, so it's a compromise.
But it's just me. So I can spend $8 on a carton of eggs if I wanted to.
I know, but that shit starts adding up. I looked at
I
that
buy
shit
it like once a month though.
Must be nice.
Anyway, let's skip to the next topic. So the next topic that we have on here is breaking generational curses and things you want to continue in your family. So when it comes to generational things that your family does or traditions, like, what are some things, we'll start here, like, what are some things that you guys want to continue, like, once you start having children and building those family dynamics? Like, Aaron, I know you already have children. So what are the things you want to continue that your family already does?
I just want to continue tradition. Right, like we get together on holidays, and not just holidays, like just being together as a family, like showing like this is what our community really looks like. I don't need a whole town to get together, but like my great grandmother had 7 children. So of those 7 children, I got my little cousin over there in the back, Ryan.
Shout out to Ryan. Drop a bomb for Ryan.
As we see the younger generation starts to get close, it's the same thing that we've seen from our generation and the generation before that and the generation before that. We just want to keep that going, because at the end of the day, everybody's not going to be a millionaire. Everybody's not going to be homeless.
So I want to ask you, just a little side note. like, I don't know if your family has experienced this, but mine has, where previous generations, like whatever issues they've had, it kind of has like trickled down to your parents. Where, like, for example, in my family, like, we're not as close as we should be. Like, we have our, you know, how you have your intermediate family, like your cousins and stuff like that. But you also have those second cousins that you're not as close to, but literally live in the same states. So is that something that your family has experienced? Because with mine, it's like, that's one of the things that I want to break, to where like the children that I do have and my cousins that I grew up with, like, I want to make sure we still keep that bond, like you said, because that never made sense to me, that previous generations of like issues or whatever, like family traumas that happen, like, why does that have to affect the future generation and us?
I think a lot of that also is heaped onto the new generation, right? My brother is one of these people where he discover a new cousin every goddamn day.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how he do it. He must got like a fucking DNA tracker.
Is
or
he
something.
on Ancestry.com?
I don't know.
I did that.
But it's like that's so dope, because I'm not that type of person. Like, if you're not in my immediate circle, I don't really kind of check for you.
That's
like,
how my dad is.
Because I love who I love, and I'm very specific. Whereas he's so like, everybody is just, that's
he
family.
Wants to meet family,
right?
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful thing, because I struggle with that. So when you see it from other aspects of your family, it's like, oh, let's bring it all in. Let's fuck the beef. Like, everybody's family have beefs, right? It's little things or major things that might be a little bit of an issue.
I guess it depends on what it was. Like, if it was
if
something
it's something
to
unforgivable.
Exactly. Back to that question.
Yeah.
Because with my family dynamic, and then Zay, you can go next. But with my family dynamic, a lot of it started with my grandma. So my grandma at this moment is kind of like the matriarch, where she's the oldest person in the family.
Mine
and
too.
that's actually the closest person that I am to in my family. And she had, I believe, 7 brothers and sisters.
I thought you said 7 kids. Like, sheesh.
No, she had 3 daughters. But no, she had 7 brothers and sisters.
Thank
you, she was basically that child who was the caregiver and was the person to make sure that her younger siblings were okay. They were going to college. Like,
Was she the oldest?
She was the second oldest.
Okay.
The oldest one, my Aunt Georgette, she passed away a long time ago. But yeah, so like in that situation, things had transpired where like they kind of saw my grandma now as the black sheep, after she was always there to take care of them growing up. So it's like now her siblings, children don't really like fuck with her side of the family because of things that happened in my grandma's childhood or like in my grandma's upbringing and as an adult. And it's like, it doesn't have to be that way. So that's one of the things that like I want to break as a generational curse. It's like, we're still family at the end of the day, and we're literally in the same state, and I don't want previous stuff that happened to affect us now, when we can like build a relationship to be a closer family.
How do you bridge that gap?
I would say for me, like with the cousins that I grew up with, like I want to make sure I keep that bond. Like I'm checking in with them. It's they're the only ones who have children. Like I don't have kids, so I go to like their kids' birthday parties. Like I see them more often in the summertime, because like in the wintertime, like it's cold as fuck and I don't want to go outside that much. But that's what I do. Like,
but what if you just don't fuck with them? Like, no bullshit. Like, it's. Luckily for me, I have a good family where I kind of fuck with everybody, right? Everybody is dope, cool in their own way. We got our own moment where I can say, this is why you my family. This is why. What if it's just somebody, yo, I just don't like this motherfucker? Like,
well, then you stay away from them, because that goes back to energies. Like people who are just constantly like miserable and like you just know their aura is just depressing. Then yeah, like I wouldn't fuck with them either, especially if they don't respect you as well. But with my cousins and stuff like that, like we've always stayed connected to where we don't let like our parents' issues, because like our parents don't get along for certain things. Like we don't let that affect our cousin family dynamic. So that's something that like I want to keep. What about you, Zay?
Well, I love everybody in my family. My family, we don't beef. It's all love every time we link up. My mother, she's one of 12. So my grandmother had 12
big
kids.
ass family.
That's what I'm saying. So when I was younger, Like, when everyone was, coming together, the family functions used to be huge, jumping,
That's
fun.
dope.
It was all love.
I love that.
But now as we're getting older, there's less and less people at the functions. Now all my cousins, they're having kids, but they're like, they don't come to the functions like that. So there's like a lot of like second cousins and stuff like that I really don't get to see or that I really just don't know about. So, and then this is the kind of little screwy part. I don't want kids. So I don't know how I'm going to end up helping that situation because I don't want to have.
You can still stay close.
You the uncle with the big house. That's what's gonna happen.
You're the rich uncle.
You gonna be the rich uncle.
But
I can't even be a real uncle. I'm only child.
But you know what helps with that though?
Well, hold on real quick, Dana. So
What?
again, I got my little cousin Ryan in the back over here. Him and Jaden they like this peas in a pod, right? If he was to ever call me Uncle Aaron, I wouldn't be offended by that because he's like. I'm Jaden's dad, and it's like associate me like an uncle figure. So that's how you can be their uncle. Like, yeah,
But
I
the
know
thing
you their
is,
cousin.
I love my extended family, like you,
Yeah,
like Chris and Hannah's kids.
yeah. Oh, facts. I'm gonna bring
Leo's
Jaden
about
over.
to have a kid.
Oh, he getting personal.
You get
Yes,
what I'm saying?
absolutely.
Like,
I don't
so
know what
I see you guys as my brothers and stuff like that.
Definitely.
So that's the family I'm really focused on now as I'm getting older. Building connection, building stronger bonds with you guys, building bonds with their kids. Like Chris' daughter Skylar. Shout out to Skylar. She's a wonderful little girl. She's the best. She calls me Uncle Zay all the time.
Because that's what it is. That's what I'm
is.
saying about like that situation. Growing up, well, at least Jaden growing up, they would call me Uncle Aaron. I'm not their uncle, but at the same time, I'm not gonna treat them like I'm not. Like, because that's how family is. Like,
I think how it goes with like friends that are really close and have always been in your life or been in your life for a long time. Like when they start having children, that just happens naturally.
Oh yeah, you Aunt Dana.
Because my best friend's sister, she has 2 children now, and we grew up together. Like I knew my best friend since like 15, and now we're pushing 30. So like her sister is literally like my little sister. So I see her
and
sister's
she watches
kids.
too.
She does, and she supports and shares. Like, shout out to Brittany. Drop a round for her. But that just goes into just, like, the relationship and bond that you built as like, in your younger years, in your high school years. And you've kind of cultivated that relationship where you've made time for those people and, like, you've checked in on them and vice versa. And that goes back into the conversation we had with the last episode. Like, what does friendship mean to you? Like, to me, it just means, like, just making sure that you're spending the quality time with the people that matter the most to you, even if it is friends that turn into family. So like I can understand you saying that.
Yeah, and
Aaron is
I
not
really
like a
take my
brother.
friendships I take that really seriously because like I said, as an only child, the people that I do really connect with and people that I reach out to all the time, like you guys really are like my brothers and like my sisters and stuff like that. So I take great pride in that, and like that's the people that I want to, just
Yeah, they're gonna be like around for life. Like that's the goal.
Yeah, no, that's the goal, and that's what's gonna happen. Because I'm gonna make sure it happens. I'm gonna maintain that relationship with them and with my actual immediate family.
And what's beautiful about that is I believe that trickles into your career, right? As a teacher and as a coach, right? So as a coach, how do you establish that sense of family with the kids that you coach?
I mean, see, the thing about track and field is a lot of personalities on a track and field team. It's not like football kids, they all kind of really act the same, basketball the same. People are separated for track. You got like the sprinters and like distance runners, all that stuff. Everyone has their own personality and like different little quirks and stuff like that. But every time we get together, I make sure we all meet together as a team. We all do our drills together and stuff like that. And when I talk to other coaches around the state, a lot of them, they separate like their groups, and a lot of them they don't interact with each other at all.
I know Dana's not familiar with the sports landscape.
So I actually want, before we like do a deep dive, I just want to ask Zay, like, where do you like coach at? Like, is it locally in New Jersey? Like, is it a high school? Like, what's your background with coaching and teaching?
Well, I started coaching in Montclair at Montclair Kimberly Academy.
Okay.
So I was there for about 3 or 4 years. I knew about it a little bit because I went to school in Montclair at Immaculate Conception, so I knew of Montclair Kimberly. It was a great school. Wasn't really good for sports because those kids they're really smart. I think tuition's there like $50,000. So like they're really like the education
Absolutely.
there.
Is it like a high school?
Yeah.
$50,000 tuition.
Yeah.
That's college.
Oh, and they go from kindergarten to high school, and I think the kindergartens probably start like 15.
Oh, that was different.
Very different. So like
They got money.
Yeah, so it wasn't really like a sports type of thing. So that's why I kind of went away from there. Now I'm at Dayton High School, Springfield, New Jersey. And the team there, oh man, they are amazing. I love those kids. For
Wasn't they state champions last year?
Huh?
When they state champions, I believe.
Oh, well, the boys team, yeah, we were. And now that I'm going to be the girls' head coach this year, the girls will be state champions as well.
Okay, drop a bomb for you. Like, manifesting, putting on the universe.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, I believe it, and I got to make them believe it. But, yeah, so I've been at Dayton now for, I think, a year. So I'm, like, just getting started, just trying to, lay the groundwork down there. Shout out to the head coach, Coach Van Dersen. He's also a fellow Peacock.
Shout out to the Peacocks. Because we went to the Elite Four. What was it?
Elite
Final
Eight.
Four. I don't know what.
Elite Eight.
We went to something last year. Shit. And I was at the game. You know what I mean? I had my St. Peter's gear on. I'm a North Carolina fan too, so it was like bittersweet for both ends. But sorry, Dana. I know. Sports.
Listen, I'm over here just chilling. Like, I'm giving y'all a moment, but I do want to circle back Tuesday. So, you did mention how you are a coach for track and field in Springfield. So, are you a teacher as well?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so what do you teach?
For the little kids, general education. So it's like the math, science, history, all that good stuff wrapped up in one.
Got you.
But I really do it, and I really love it because I give back. So it's really just like, what have I experienced in my life that I could share with the younger people?
That goes into my next question.
That could help them better themselves. Because when I was growing up, like, I had a lot of great role models. My parents were amazing. I had great coaches. But the thing about those coaches, they really left an imprint or like a mark on me, because even to this day, I still have all my old coaches' numbers, all from high school. The track, basketball, football, I still keep in contact with them.
Wow.
Like, because you got to think, if you're at practice every single day for years, you build those type of relationships with those coaches.
Right.
And to me, I had wonderful coaches that inspired me. They never put me down. They built my confidence. And those coaches, along with my parents, made me the man that I am today, made me the athlete that I was at St. Peter's. And I want to have that type of impact on the kids in New Jersey. Okay. All the kids. And even though I'm coaching in Springfield, when I see other kids at track meets or stuff like that, I help them out. I coach them as well, because it's not just about, oh, my kids just have to beat your kids. It's just, no, I just want to just share what I know so you can be the best version of yourself possible.
Love that.
And if I have that information to share, why would I keep it to myself?
Absolutely.
Like, I'm grown. You're a kid. I want to help you out. I want to see you. I want to see you be great.
I want to see you prosper.
And not to diminish this, but we done. Like, we done. We not going no more in track and field or career, sports or anything like that. All we want to see is these kids enjoy themselves.
Absolutely.
Like, because every kid ain't gonna be good, but I want to make sure that you are having fun. I want to make sure that
it
this
builds
sports
character too.
Is what sports is supposed to be. And I see him doing that. I love it. I appreciate it. He reminds me of this coach I knew from. He went to Rowan. His name is Coach Tate, former Olympian. You know Coach Tate?
Yeah.
Is it Andrew Tate?
I don't know. Not Andrew Tate.
Kidding.
So, I before I went to St. Peter's, I went to Kane, as everybody know, and he was the Rowan coach. That's our rival. But every single time, no matter what, we competing neck and neck, like blood for blood. We hated them. He would always take a second, and he would come over there and talk to me and give me pointers and tips. That's not what I thought a coach should do, because I'm so used to my coaches being like dead set on beat the other team, bust their heads. Like, he showed me what grace is. And, Isaiah saying that, it just makes me appreciate him as a coach. My boy Reggie as a coach, all the coaches I know, just taking time out for kids, because that's what you're doing.
Aren't you a coach too? Like, you every now and then you coach?
Every now and then I coach my
Jaden's.
son. And it actually made me, I was talking to Isaiah about this before we shot. He's playing basketball and his team is trash. Like, I'm talking about horrible.
You got to show him some pointers.
But it's like he has a coach, right? And he's coaching his son's team and he's doing his best. And it's like,
You sound like the coach sucks.
nah, the coach doesn't suck, but at the same time, it's like I'm trying to help these kids out, but you got parents over here who's yelling and screaming, acting all stupid, and then you got the other teams who are just flat out better. Sometimes you just gotta coach the kids. Like, it's not about winning and losing all the time, and that's what I think a lot of people forget. Like, these kids are growing. They're in 6th, 7th grade. They're not out here to be NBA players.
Yeah.
But it's about what you give them. Like, are you going to learn something from here that you can progress to the next level? And I don't think a lot of coaches are doing that. I think they're just trying to win.
Well, shout out to Zay for being a
out to Zay.
coach and giving back and basically giving the students everything that you've learned and, you know, just like making them better as growing adults and growing adolescents. So shout out to you. But I do just want to wrap up the episode because we are at the end. And this went by really fast. And I just want to say thank you for joining us and sharing your experience and, you know, like allowing us to interview you and giving you that platform to just express like how coaching has really like helped you and shaped you and, you know, like allowed you to be that person to the students that like you've had when you were.
Oh, absolutely. Coaching has changed my life, man. Like I said, I met wonderful kids throughout my journey. And it, like just I love doing what I love, waking up in the morning knowing that I even just have the opportunity to work with these kids. Like they think I'm doing them a favor by coaching them. They're doing me a favor. And like I said, I just love what I do, man.
And I want to give you a shout out for being a teacher. Like I told Tania, like we need to support y'all like we support the troops because y'all are out here on the front lines helping these kids on a daily basis. And you do young kids at elementary level, and those are the kids you're shaping their minds. You're inspiring the next generation of kids to become a teacher. So shout out to you for that.
Shout out to you.
So you know,
we really are on the front lines because, you know, those kids, when they cough, they don't cover their mouth, so we be getting sick.
Yo, you know, my daughter always sick. She been in the doctor. I gotta take her on Tuesday before we.
Why is she always sick?
Because you know them kids be germy.
No, kids are literally like a bowl of a
always
germ.
germy.
I've heard that.
And then she be bringing it back to me, and then now I gotta miss the episode. And Dana gonna talk about Jabril. Shout out to Jabril though, because that's his name, right? Jabbar. Sorry, damn, my bad. Tanaya, Jabbar, we fuck up. It happens.
Yeah, listen, I'm so bad with names. All right,
but I like him. He's cool, and I want to do a show.
We gotta have him back on. Like,
no, I gotta have him back on. So we gonna skip you on the episode, just me and him.
I'm dedicated. I'm not skipping episodes. Like, it's gonna be the three of us on here. Anyway, we are gonna wrap up the episode here, guys. Thank you for joining us on episode 18.
Absolutely. And if anyone wants to come onto the podcast or they want to drop any nuggets of information, if they want to give us some topics to talk about, please hit up our Gmail at woawpod@gmail.com. Make sure y'all hit up Isaiah on Instagram. Make sure y'all subscribe
we're gonna put all his stuff
to our
in the
TikTok, our Instagram,
bio.
our all of that.
Yeah, TikTok, IG.
It's all right. We're going to work on that. We got this.
Yeah. But
we out.
we outside and we out.
Wait, also, shout out to We Outside Afterwork, best podcast in New Jersey.
Hey,
Absolutely. Oh, wait. Hold on, Margaret. Give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Sorry. I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but me and Isaiah were spearheading the best New Jersey track and field jumpers. 2012, you know, 2 national qualifiers. Don't ever forget that. This man's an All-American. I'm not, but it's
the end of the episode. We outside and we out. Bye, guys. Yeah.